Hey everyone, it's Jen with another organization video to share with you today. Today I decided I would show you what I basically call my essentials wall in my scrap room. This is the wall that is to the right of my scrap desk, and this is where I keep all my basic scrapbook stuff that I use on a regular basis. As you can tell, I'm kind of one of those scrappers that likes to have everything out in the open. Some people are the type of people that put everything in drawers, out of sight, out of mind, and I am not like that. I like to see all my stuff. If I see it, I tend to use it more, so I keep everything out in the open. However, if it's going to be out, it's got to be neat and organized, of course. I don't like to have a giant mess. So I want to tell you about my system, where I got my baskets and the clips and everything for my system, and why I like it, and roughly what the cost is going to be if you wanted to replicate it, and some of the great features about this system. So as you can see, my wall of essentials is basically a collection of vinyl coated wire baskets. And first of all, the baskets come from the Dollar Tree, which unfortunately I'm not sure how widespread the Dollar Tree is across the country, but in this neck of the woods in the Northeast, they're pretty much everywhere. What's great about the baskets is because they were at the Dollar Tree, they're $1. The longer the baskets were, the more expensive, I'm sorry, the fewer that were in the package. So the smaller they were, the more economical they were. These baskets come in 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18 inches. So for $1, you could get 3 or 4 6-inch baskets together. 9-inch baskets, I think, and 12-inch baskets were 2 for $1, and then the 15 and 18 inches were $1 a piece. So altogether, as a value, they're really good price. They do hold quite a bit, and because they come in a variety of sizes, you can mix and match. And what's great is because they come in increments of 3. If you're a mathematical whiz, you can kind of mix and match. You can have 2 15s, and then above it have 2 6-inch baskets with 2 9-inch baskets. So you'll still have 30 inches worth of baskets. So you can mix and match if you're trying to fit it into a certain size space, but still have a variety of baskets. So the baskets themselves, like I said, came from the Dollar Tree. The clips for the baskets that they're mounted to the wall with are from Home Depot. You can get them pretty much at any of the superstores. These are going to be found in the area where you'll get closet organization, and they're actually clips made just for holding wire shelving, like in a custom closet. They're really cheap. A whole bag plus the screws were only a couple bucks. So, and altogether, I think if I had to estimate the total cost of the wall of baskets that I have, I would say probably about $25. More money was actually spent in the boarding behind the wall of the board that's behind the wall, than probably the wall itself. What we did, my husband and I, is we mounted this piece of Luan board away from the sheetrock in my wall, on my wall in my scrap room, and we did that for 2 reasons. We wanted to be able to allow to put the pegs, the screws for the brackets for the baskets in without putting tons of holes into the actual sheetrock. But the other reason that we did that is because if you look above my wall of essentials, I have all these great under cabinet mounted lights, and we didn't want the wires showing. So by mounting the board away from the wall, it enabled us to just drill a little hole to bring the wire up, and there's no exposed wiring. I have 3 of these under cabinet lights. I'm going to not keep them on long because they mess with my video, but at night they're great because they illuminate all my supplies so I can see everything, and they help illuminate my scrap desk a little more. As far as what I keep in my baskets, as you can see, it's a whole slew of basic scrapbook supplies. The farther from my chair they are, the least likely I am to use them. So naturally, the stuff that I use the most is right next to me. So starting from the farthest corner, I have a basket here that is just random paint daubers, glitter, and stuff like that. I don't really use that stuff hardly at all anymore. So I think I'm actually going to find a new home for what's in this basket and put something here that I use more often. Below it is actually my stamp brayer and some latex gloves, Q-tips, and my sanding blocks. I don't do a ton of stamping, but I do have a lot of stamping supplies, and the latex gloves come in really handy when I do my alcohol inks. So above that, to the left, is my ever-growing collection of Glimmer Mist. I don't have a ton, but I do have some really pretty colors. I'm looking to get a few more in that basket at some point. Next to that is my basket of stickles, and again, an ever-growing collection. I like that I can just get these right out. They're right at hand, right next to my workspace. Below that is my stamp cleaning pad and my sprays and a pair of white cotton gloves that I use. I use the gloves when I work with gloss pictures. I hate fingerprints, so I take the gloves out to handle the picture so I can eliminate the fingerprints, because they never really clean off completely. So that's why I prefer matte pictures, because the gloss just bothers me. Next to that, right next to where I sit, is my basket of adhesives. These are all my liquid adhesives and my tape runners, and my fray check for ribbon. And above that are more adhesive. These are glue dots and foam tape and some super tacky tape and glue lines that I use. And I use those all the time. So again, right next to my desk. Above that is all my foam dots and adhesive, and my glue pad and some more foam tape. So again, stuff that I use regularly, so I want it right at hand. And then we pan over, and here's all my inks. These are my collection of Studio G inks. I thought, oh, they're a great bargain, they're only $1. However, I think for the most part I'm going to end up purging these, because the inks don't seem to last that long, and it's more effort to use them than they're worth. So they'll probably be going bye-bye pretty soon, and I won't buy those much more anymore. Below there are my cat's eyes. I use these often. I don't stamp a lot, but I do ink my pages a lot. So I have a lot of different color inks. So those are all right at hand, again, because I use them a lot. Next to those are my acrylic blocks. I have a lot because I bought a lot from the Studio G for the, the dollar ones. And that way I have, I don't have to worry about peeling them off. I can mix and match multiple stamps if I have a lot. Above that, more inks. Some of these are old inks that I got at AC Moore on clearance, and they're really great. I haven't been able to find them anymore. But also mixed in with these are my favorite inks, which are the Versacolor squares. I like these better than the cat's eyes because they, the pads don't come off, and I think they're just in general better ink than the cat's eyes. I just have trouble finding them everywhere. So next to that is the baskets furthest away from me on the left-hand side of my desk, and above are just some ink sponges for inks. These are the cheap dollar cosmetic sponges you can get at like the dollar store, and I use them for dabbing ink. Below that, some basic colors of acrylic paints. I have a lot more acrylic paints, but I don't keep them up here because I don't use them that often, so I just keep the basics. And then some more acrylic paints. Those are from Pebbles. They're made for, you buy them in the scrapbooking department. And some large dot markers that I use quite a bit for my scrapping. So those are pretty much what I keep in my baskets. And I'm just going to back up a little here so you can get an overall view of what it looks like. And as you can see, I left the spots under the lighting blank. There's no baskets. I could put baskets there if I choose to, but we didn't want to fill out that space. I actually use that to put like post-it notes to remind me of upcoming page calls or ideas for a title that, for a page I want to do. So it's a great little spot for memos for myself. One of the great things about this basket system that I wanted to share with you is the fact that because they're on these great little clips, I can just reach over and take them down and put them on my scrap desk if I want to look through them, if I need to get have the basket at hand closer than just hanging up. So I can put it down on my desk, and then when I'm done, I can just simply bring it back to the scrap wall and hang it back up. And it's as easy as that. So it's a really great system. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, once again, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer whatever I can for you. And thanks for visiting my blog again, and come back for more videos.